We have the amazing Jean Macdonald coming up on stage. I've known Jean for, it feels like at least 10 years, but we worked out this morning, we think it might only be 3 or 4. And I just love Jean's mission. Now, Jean believes that thousands of women are waking up every morning, shedding silent tears because they feel their lives are changing beyond their control. And I'm sure that some of you have maybe felt like that. I know I definitely have felt like that at times in my life. And it's paralyzing for me. And she knows that it's paralyzing for millions of women. And they don't know which way to turn, but Jean does. Jean knows the way, and she is creating an incredible movement to help show the way. Now, having supported thousands of women to reinvent the second halves of their lives through her book, Love, Sex and the Midlife Woman, she launched the Butterfly Club. I just love that name so much. She launched the Butterfly Club to give midlife women the support, friendship, and guidance they need to emerge, spread their wings, and flourish. Guys and girls, give it up. Give a big Jean, big warm welcome. Jean, you're a firework.
Oh,
come up on stage.
No.
Guys and girls, give an amazing warm welcome to the incredible Jean Macdonald. Jean, welcome to RippleFEST.
Thank you so much, Sammy.
Oh, Jean, it's so lovely. And look at all these 1-drops. I can see these 1-drops. Yoka's got a 1-drop. You've got your 1-drop on. It's absolutely fabulous. Jean, one of the stories that I love you sharing when we're in the Ripple Makers Mastermind together, and I love hearing you talk about the butterfly journey and how it relates to midlife transition. Could you please tell us a bit more about that?
With pleasure. Nature is very good, and it provides so many metaphors that are useful in life. And I'd like our audience to imagine that they've been a caterpillar for a time. I don't know how long caterpillars live, but they live very quiet lives, hiding under cabbage leaves, but eating some of them, avoiding predators. And it's a very humdrum, well, let's say it's not for me to judge, but they have a very predictable life. And then they start to feel very tired. And so what they do is wrap themselves up in this cocoon and go to sleep. Now, when they wake up or start to wake up, they've forgotten about the the caterpillar time of their life, or largely it's gone. But what they find themselves is imprisoned in what is their chrysalis, and they really don't know what's happening. Now, if you can imagine that, I know we're humans and we may have different, stronger feelings than caterpillars, but just imagine waking up, being in this tight confinement, not knowing what's happening. What would be the likely feelings? Fear, panic, concern that you were ever going to get out of it, and that you were going to die. So in that situation, which I would then align to midlife women, or the beginning of what I call the midlife transition that women go through, they suddenly find that the life that they've living previously, which was all right, probably very good, but suddenly things are starting to change, and they find themselves imprisoned in all these obligations. And we've heard about some of them today. There are obligations of children, partners, relatives, all these things, and that's what constitutes the chrysalis that they feel trapped in. But the thing is, in that situation, as you'll know, if you talk to anybody or try to talk to anybody in a situation of panic, it's very difficult to get through. So the best thing that we've tried to do with the Butterfly Club is give them 3 things. Firstly, explanation of what's going on, that what's going on is a natural process. Most women go through it. It's not very nice, but you will get through it. The second thing is to give them some reassurance that it's all right. They will get through it. They may just have to start dealing with what they can and leaving the things they can't yet deal with, and so forth. And the encouragement to believe that there is a lovely life for them on the other side. And that is really the purpose of the Butterfly Club, to get women through that stage so they can start to take advantage of some of the wonderful things that are out there that will help them, and some of the things like Janice was talking about, so that they're able to deal with all their stuff But before that, you've got to stabilize them, got to feel that they can join a community, which will give them help and reassurance in order to start to take action. Because the thing about all those things that I talked about, the fear is so forth, is that it freezes people. They don't know what to do, and it leads to all sorts of addictions and things like that. Because the hope that they have at the beginning is that somehow a medicine or something will either take away the situation or turn them back into what they were before. And of course, we know neither of those is true. So they have to get used to the fact that they are on this journey, whether they like it or not, and but it can be easier with the right support and guidance than struggling away on their own.
Yeah, 100%. Well, how can you fly if you're in frozen mode? Very difficult, isn't it? And I mean, you know of this situation. It's not like you've just plucked this subject out of the air. We were talking this morning about how you are a bridge for these women and for men, really, you know, the bridge between these two worlds. Could you share a bit more about how you have learned to become the bridge for these midlife women and men?
Well, the truth is, I started my life out as a boy and as a man, and I was quite happy with that. The caterpillar phase, if you like, just doing what you do, and got on with it. And then the process of, I didn't fortunately have to go into a cocoon, but the process of change started to come, and it was very uncomfortable because I found myself strongly, well, I was always very pro women, and with a wife and 2 daughters, I couldn't have been anything else but a feminist.
Love it.
Quite apart from that, I was always very interested in women. I just loved women, and in a very loving, general way. But this impulse to live as a woman started off, and it causes me great embarrassment. What's going on in this? And so I would say there were certainly the years of incomprehension and the rest of it. But what I was delighted about was, in my humble efforts to live like a woman, how accepting women were of me. And I was delighted. I mean, I was more than delighted. I was very touched. But the other thing was that they started to tell me their stories. And over again, I heard the same things. Now, I didn't realize at that stage what it was leading to. But when I came to write my book, Love, Sex and the Midlife Woman, I realized that it all fell into place. They had gone through this journey, starting with this very uncomfortable phase and then gradually feeling their way out, making mistakes and so forth. And most of the ones that had done reasonably well in terms of building a new life for themselves. And so that all fell into place. But it was very interesting that while I was writing the book, which is back 2015 and 16, the concept of the midlife woman emerged almost as a person. She said, that's me. That's what you've got to write about. And that's what you've got to do something about. And so I'm guided by that.
That's incredible, Jean. What a story. And what I also love is that, of course, so you are the bridge between both worlds, because you've lived life as a man, you've lived life as a father, you've lived life as a husband, and you've seen your wife go through the midlife transition. So you've experienced her transition as a man and what it feels like to go through it as a man, and then you've experienced it as a woman as well, and are constantly experiencing it with other women. And I think because you are that bridge, Jean, you're just so easy to talk to, and because you've led both lives, people know there's no judgment, there is only love, because you have lived it. You have truly lived it from both sides. Jean, your vision is an enormous vision. I love your vision. Could you share with everybody here, what are the next steps for you? What is the vision of the Butterfly Club? Where's it going, and how can we support you with that?
Well, the Butterfly Club is what I'd like to call a soft landing place for women who find that their lives have gone, dare I use the expression, tits up.
You can hear. Everyone put a hashtag tits up in the comments. I'm sure everyone's gone through it.
and they think, well, I had it all organized before. I had controllable children, a predictable partner, a job that I could tolerate, and so forth. None of those things are true anymore. What's going on? And so we are there at the Butterfly Club are saying, just come along and associate. We are very gentle in that we're not offering any specific programs or anything like that. What we do is provide them with a drip of information, as I said, part of the explanation of what's going on. And to do that, I do lots of interviews. So I interview both midlife women who've been through the journey themselves, but their story usually ends up with that they are doing something to help midlife women themselves now. And the other one is to have group discussions or panel discussions where I'll get 2 or 3 or 4 people, we discuss a topic, but then we encourage the audience to ask questions, and so we can then discuss with them. Now, the thing is, we call our meetings midlife women discussions because it's non-threatening. Yeah. If it was something like you're calling it a masterclass or a workshop, that's too much commitment. Bear in mind, she's still in the chrysalis and still struggling to get out and so forth. She might just half listen. So she might turn up to listen to a conversation in the hope that there might be something there of interest or of use. And by keeping that drip going, so we do one every fortnight, that's the plan. There's something for her to turn up for. She doesn't necessarily know beforehand what, but she does know that she's going to find a welcoming community and reassurance from the people who she hears and sees on those events.
Amazing. Well, Jean, you've got midlife conversations that are happening all the time. You've actually got one coming up tomorrow as well. But because you're running these all the time, it's probably best for people to jump in and then find out about the rest of the sessions that you're running and all the other stuff that's going on. So could you tell everybody, how can they get hold of you? How can they get started? How can they connect with you?
Well, the quickest way is to connect with me, Jean at lovemidlifewoman.com. That's my address, and I'd always be happy to hear from you and then direct you to something else. But if you wanted to take this down, the link for the conversation tomorrow is very simple. I've shortened it, bit.ly, which you may have heard of, bit.ly.
I'm just putting it in the chat right now.
Oh, splendid. Oh, well, that saves me showing my spelling limitations.
To save you spelling it all out, I've just put it into the chat. It's the bit.ly link. So the bit.ly link that you can see in the chat, that's the one to click and connect with. And of course, those of you, I mean, we're going live in the One Drop Movement group right now. So you are all connected. All you need to do is go and hit on the members tab at the top of the group, and you can connect with all of our speakers and reach out to them and have a conversation. And again, Jean, you're looking for speaking opportunities. You're looking for opportunities to really support these women, aren't you?
Yes, Cav, I've got time for me just to put in one little extra clarification, and what I'm looking for is, as I said, the midlife women stuck in the chrysalis or struggling to get out with the early stages of getting out of the chrysalis are difficult to talk to. But the people who do, every midlife woman who gets what I'm talking about knows other women who are in those early stages, and therefore it behoves them, I would suggest, to connect those people to the Butterfly. Just give them the address and what a connection point, and just say, go and have a look at this, see if this gives you any answers or any help or any whatever. Because as I said, it's difficult to talk to a person who's in fear and panic. Absolutely.
Well, Jean, as we wrap up, one thing that I'd love for you to share with everybody, you've been put on the Brand Builders Club with me, and that went through its caterpillar phase. It went into the chrysalis last year and it came out One Drop Movement. Now we've brought everything together. Jean, for those people that are like unsure, what is the Ripple Makers Mastermind? Why would they be a part of it? You show up every single day relentlessly. Would you share with the people that are watching, what would you say to them if they're not sure of what it is or they're sitting on the fence? What would you tell them?
Well, the quick answer is to say we all need fuel like a car, and if you're not putting stuff in, then you're not capable of doing your job, which is moving. So that's what I've had. But in addition, I would say, Sammy, to you, I have a huge debt of gratitude, because when I came to you, I knew a lot of what I wanted to do, but I was very low on confidence. And over the last 3 years, you've built me up to the point where I'm amazed at what you're getting me to do, like tonight.
I love it. I love it. So, Jean, like if we're seeing this now as this new level of Jean, who knows what we're going to see in the next 12 months? I'm so excited for you, Jean. So excited. Thank you so much for bringing your amazing message to us. Guys and girls, give it up for the incredible Jean Macdonald. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jean, you are so awesome, and has just been such a massive part of our journey. We've been, it's just everybody's growing together, aren't they? The amazing Tia Stegeman, she says, a rising tide raises all ships, and that is what Jean is for so many people. She's rising that tide. She's raising everyone together, and it really is beautiful to have watched Jean's growth over these last three years. But also watching her growth each and every day, showing up to that mastermind relentlessly. Really super proud of you, Jean.